So today I'm going to show you how to install or replace an exterior outlet. If you have something like this does not meet the current code for exterior outlets. Why is that? Well, you have a standard faceplate, a standard 15 amp outlet, not a GFCI, which is what you need. And then also the junction box, the electrical box, is just a standard interior handy box. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this install and show you all the corrosion and why these components aren't made for exterior use. And then we'll go through the parts that you need to buy and how to install those so you can have a safe, long-lasting exterior outlet on your house. So I'm going to open this guy up and I'll show you why certain type of components are made for exterior use and others are not. Okay, so for starters, we have an ungrounded outlet. So we have a 3-prong that is ungrounded, so that's not correct. 2, you can see all the corrosion. So we have excessive amount of corrosion on our terminals, both on the neutral side and on the hot side. Also, the yoke is starting to corrode a little bit, so it's not made out of a corrosion-resistant material. And this guy is just in rough shape. Also, the handy box is corroded, again, not made for exterior use. So obviously all this has to go and we're gonna start fresh. The supplies I'll be using really center around this entire kit that comes with the exterior electrical box, the cover itself, and a weather-resistant GFCI outlet, which is made by Hubble. You can look in the description and you'll see a link to all the parts here to help you with your project. Next up, I have a connector. This will thread into the box, and depending on your installation, you might come from the top, you might come from the bottom, or you might come from the back, which is what I'm going to try to do. What I like about this is not only does it give you strain relief, but it also is a weather-tight seal made for these type of applications. Now, securing the box to the brick, I'm going to use 1/4-inch Tapcon screws that are 1 3/4 inches long. Now remember, with Tapcon screws, you're going to need a masonry bit. Specifically for 1/4 inch, you need a 3/16 masonry bit with a hammer drill to properly drill into the brick to make the holes, the pilot holes needed. And then finishing up, I will be using exterior 14-2, since I'm only using a 15 amp outlet opposed to 12 gauge that would be associated to a 20 amp outlet. And then just a small tube of 100% silicone to seal everything up when we're done with the install. Okay, so here is my old Romex. Remember, no ground coming in. I need to remove that. And that is our junction box. Just want to reiterate that our power is off, and we confirm that with our non-contact voltage tester. So I should be able to just pull on this Romex and remove it. So now I'll just run the Romex between the 2 bricks here to the outside. I'm going to do a little bit of dry fit here by putting on the connector and making sure that it'll fit in the back. Lucky enough, I have a large enough hole that I'll be able to fit that connector inside the brick, so the electrical box will sit flush to the brick when I install it. Now with the electrical box, it has 2 knockouts, which I punched out, but I did need to enlarge the holes a bit to 1/4 inch to fit the Tapcon screws. So now I'll thread that onto the connector itself so I can do a dry fit against the wall and mark the locations of the pilot holes that I'm going to need to drill with the 3/16 masonry bit. So I'll just make sure everything is level and then mark those 2 locations with a Sharpie. Then I'll take that back off and I'll get my drill. And the drill bit has a marking on it that will indicate how deep I need to drill each hole to make sure the holes are deep enough where Tapcon screws will not bottom out. Now I have tightened that connector, so it's tight on the Romex. Line everything up, and then I'll take my 2 Tapcon screws, making sure not to over tighten them, and strip out the pilot holes. And now we'll start the wiring because our electrical box is secured to the brick. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to make sure I have at least 6 inches of wire, and then I'm going to start to separate out this Romex. Remember, exterior Romex has a little bit more insulation. It encapsulates each of the wires completely. So what I do is use the 8-gauge wire stripper to strip off that extra insulation. Now with that GFCI, we only be using that line side. We will not be using the load side. So go ahead and strip your wires, referencing the strip gauge on the back. Strip the neutral. And now we'll be using a technique called back wiring for the neutral and the ground and hot side. Always good to do ground first and make sure that is securely held. Then we'll go ahead and do our black hot side, and then the silver terminal goes to the white neutral side. We'll tuck everything in here and tighten up our 2 mounting screws, making sure the GFCI is lined up and where we want it and not crooked. Now we'll take the cover, and there's 2 mounting screws that you can tighten up. And then once you get that tightened up, we'll jump inside to the internal wiring needed. So the box that we have here on the right hand side has power coming in on one of the Romex lines, power going out to a light. On the left hand side, I have a switch, and then I have the gray exterior Romex we just added. Now I will add a ground to the box here to make sure the box is grounded, which is code, just in case a hot wire were to connect up with that box. You want to make sure it's grounded so you don't have any problems. Then I'll go ahead and cut that ground short and strip it, preparing to bring all of my grounds together in a large wire nut, and just doing that initially and getting it out of the way. Then I'll go ahead and cut the exterior Romex to size, making sure you have at least 6 inches. Again, I'm going to separate all the different wires, taking care to take off that extra insulation by using the 8-gauge wire strippers, making sure not to damage the 14-gauge wire that's inside of that insulation. Now we'll strip off at least 1/2 inch, preparing to get everything wired up. Now we have that wire nut used for the grounds, but I'm going to use, if you've seen any of my videos, you know for DIY I really prefer Wago 221 lever nuts. So I'm going to prepare these wires so we'll be able to bring those together. So I'm just going to trim off the exposed copper that was in the wire nuts before, and then strip off at least 1/2 inch of new copper, getting ready for those wire nuts, or excuse me, lever nuts. And here's the Wago. It's a 3-pin 221 lever nut. I think it's great for DIY electrical use. And I'll bring together all 3 of my white neutrals, making sure to bottom those out before releasing the lever. Then we'll do the same thing on the hot side as well. And then we'll be able to tuck those up inside the box and get them out of the way. Now we got everything wired up, so we'll just replace our cover here, tightening everything up so we can get ready to finish off the job. On the outside, I did put a nice bead all the way around the box, making sure to fill any holes that were there before. So now we have the power back on. We're going to see if our GFCI will hold a reset, which it does. And then we'll use an outlet tester here just to confirm It's hard to see, but we do have our 2 orange lights on the outside, which is correct. Make sure we have that for both. All right, we got that. And then also we can test with this test button here to make sure it trips, and it does. So everything is working as expected. So that is it for the install, and remember, you can reference down in the description for all the parts we use in addition to the tools, just for your reference to make your job a little bit easier. Now if you have any questions or comments, maybe you do things a little bit different, let me know down in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from you guys. Now if you haven't already, before you take off, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, as we have multiple videos coming out per week to help you with repairs and improvements around the house, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.